Kylian Mbappe has agreed to join Real Madrid this summer, and he's out there, and the figures are mind-boggling. Julien, good morning to you.
Hello, guys.
Good to see you, my friend. Mbappe, 5-year deal with Real Madrid, 15 million euros a season. And he's signing on bonus to be paid over 5 years, 128 million quid. He's not going to say no, is he?
I think that's not even completely accurate. Certainly from what I've been told, they haven't agreed yet anything. I think he wants a higher salary. The signing on fee is a free agent. I mean, I know there's no free agent doesn't mean anything really because nobody's free. You have to pay the signing on fee. Whether you pay on 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, doesn't matter so much. But we kind of knew this would be the ballpark in terms of the wage package that Real Madrid would offer him.
I mean, PSG are running away with Ligue 1, so there are no worries there. The PSG fans won't be all over him to say that there's a league title to be won here. But I mean, again, the timing. Where are we, Julien? We're still in February.
Yeah.
I mean, what are they meant to think?
But it's better probably to make that call now than like in May, like it was 2 years ago when it all dragged and every week there was another story and another twist and this and that. At least now everybody knows. It's clear PSG can get on with their life and prepare the post-Mbappe era and who they're going to sign. Osimhen, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Guimaraes, who you want, the shortlist that they have already. And for him, he can focus on the pitch and not think about, shall I stay, shall I leave? What about that? I think the deal with Real Madrid is going to be done very soon now. Really, the image rights and the Olympic is the only thing that prevent it from being done yet, but I think it's not a bad thing to do it so early.
Well, you're a PSG fan. Does it go with your blessing or is it good riddance?
No, I think all PSG fans are sad, including me. But I think it was long due. To be fair, he stayed 7 years. He broke every record. He won everything domestically. He stayed 2 years ago to try to have another go at the Champions League to bring the Champions League to Paris for the first time. He lost the final to Bayern Munich, where he had a massive chance to score at 0-0 and potentially to win it. So I appreciate the fact that he stayed a bit longer, but like we said with Danny just before coming on air, I think he could have probably or should have gone maybe 2 or 3 years ago.
Wow. I mean, the figures are mind-boggling, Simon, but they are probably what we might expect in a deal of this nature. You wonder how Al Khelaïfi is feeling this morning, though, because they dipped their toe into the world of Galacticos and it hasn't worked. Neymar's come and gone.
Yeah.
Messi came and went.
Depends what else they've achieved as a result of it. I mean, the size and scale of PSG economically has gone stellar. This is a 500 or 600 million euro turnover football club, when before that it was a much smaller football club.
Well, there's a PSG shop in London. I was there.
Yeah,
I was in last week.
It achieved the objective. The objective was to have a football club that courted and gained a lot of attention for the Qatari sports investments, and that's what it's achieved. It hasn't won the big baubles. It's a Fabergé egg, and I've always maintained that. And with its achievements, this is not new news. Everyone knew he was going.
Yeah,
it's a case of when, and it's a good job that the Spanish league under Javier Tebas are keeping the high line of blaming everybody else for the economic cost of footballers by paying £200 million in wages to a footballer. So next time Javier Tebas pops up with his little trinkets about the Premier League, he can eat everyone's shorts, can't he? Because the fact is they've now again made a decision to allow one of their football clubs to spend enormous amounts of money on wages, not transfer fees, because transfer fees are capitalisable. Wages are not. So they've taken the transfer fee and they've shoved it into the kids' wages. And so they've done the same thing. And so when we get this ridiculous notion that Javier Tebas, is the head of the La Liga in Spain, starts telling everybody about how everyone is breaking the transfer models and how everyone is spending prolifically, look at his own league. Now Real Madrid have gone back to the table and spent 200 million quid on wages for a player.
Just on the football thing, quickly, because he's going there, and obviously they've got Vinicius on the left and Bellingham is a 10, Rodrigo, all that. Is he all right playing up front? Because I know he's had demands in the past saying, I don't really want to play up front, I want to play on the left. Yeah,
you're right. I think he knows that in order to go there, he will have to, and he also knows that it will be very fluid.
Exactly.
He's not bigger than this club.
No.
He's not bigger than this club. So in previous times, whether PSG like it or not, he is the noise around PSG. Whereas he goes into Madrid and he goes into a place where it echoes with people that have achieved remarkable things and people that have been as big as you can possibly envisage in the football, whether that's Ronaldo's or whether it's Zidane's or whoever else they've had there over the years, going back to Di Stefano. They've had this era of these enormous players at Real Madrid. It's the club of the municipality. So it's a club that supersedes its players more often than not. So he'll go in there and within reason, he'll do as he's told.
Yeah, well, it's changed days from Thomas Gravison, that is for sure. But here's the thing, Julian. We're assured that Kylian loves Liverpool. Was there ever a chance?
It's a good question. I think there was probably a chance at some point. But again, I was asked yesterday the question. This is nothing bad on the Premier League. The fact that the Premier League could not attract him is the fact that Real Madrid was always the club that he wanted to play for when he was a kid. I mean, I told the story yesterday, but he was learning Spanish at school. And when you would ask him, why were you learning Spanish? He said, for the day I'll be unveiled at the Bernabeu as a Real Madrid player. He wanted to know Spanish for that one day when he could be there speaking in Spanish to be announced as a new Real Madrid player. I mean, the drive and ambition of the kid is something else. So I don't think it's a bad look on the Premier League or on Liverpool saying, they could not attract one of the best players in the world. It's just that it was Real Madrid and all of us could have been part of that Real Madrid team. They could have been 10th in the table. He would have still gone there.
Yeah.
However, the fact that Klopp was leaving and announced his departure while Carlo Ancelotti was staying. So uncertainties at Liverpool, who's going to be the manager next season? Is Mo Salah going to be there? I don't think they could have signed him with Mo Salah in the squad. They don't have the money. However, if Salah leaves, then it's a different story. But Kylian would not have waited to see if Salah was staying or leaving. So, I think maybe the timing was not right. That doesn't say that he might not come to Liverpool one day. But it's a club that he really likes.
And you say that PSG fans are all right with this? I mean, even though he's Paris born and bred, he's from there, that's his roots.
I think would have rather
not
him staying. But 7 years, 7 good years.
Yeah.
I mean, good years, I say. Yeah, he scored a lot of goals, ups and downs, few arguments there and there, few incidents. But overall, he gave 7 years of his career. And like we said with Dan, he could have left he could have never come. He could have gone to Real Madrid back in 2017. So it was good until it lasted, but everybody knew that at some point he would leave. And now it's all about what do you do after him? How do you replace him? Who you go and sign? And maybe that team, with less bling-bling, no Messi, Neymar and Mbappe, but more collective strength, might in the end do better.
Actually do better and do something. Simon, are you comfortable with the amount of money that Mbappe, a player, albeit an elite player, is going to pocket? 128 million.
These are the market forces. And the Spanish he's learned is 200 millones. I think 200 million. That's what he's learned and that's what he gets and that's the reality of the marketplace. These salaries are where they are. I'm surprised that Madrid are able to fit it into their model given the nature of the Spanish league's preparation or preparedness to start working towards 70% of turnover in wages. Someone else is going to get some wages reduced somewhere. They're going to have to move some players around. But it is what it is. Do I think footballers are overpaid? Massively. But do I think movie stars are overpaid? Yeah. Do I think rock stars are overpaid? Yeah. But that's the nature of the market forces. So there's no point suggesting that it's something that people should be offended by or compared to what a doctor's salary is or compared to what a nurse gets, because that's a ridiculous comparison.
Yeah.
This is the nature of sport. This is where football's gone. And the interesting part is that whilst we talk about him moving and what PSG have gained from it, there was also the preparedness for PSG to say, well, you're going to go when we decide that you're going. And if that's at the end of your contract, then we'll write off 180 million euros in the transfer fee that we paid for you. So whilst I don't think it's ideal for Nasser Al-Khelaifi, and I don't think he particularly appreciated some of the antics of Mbappé and some of his representation, we spoke to his agent when we were out in Qatar. We knew what this kid was on. And these kind of monies are preposterous, but that's where sport is now. And that's the nature of sport. It's Disneyfication, and you're seeing it manifest itself in the players' salaries.
Yeah. And
it is what it is.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.